Oh, whoa. Do you ever scare yourself? I ordered some copper root touch-up powder that was supposed to be here hours ago. Hasn't arrived yet. Fingers crossed, maybe by the time we finish this it can arrive. We can test it out. But I was swatching some makeup and I ended up finding a dark red and an orangish color, and I think I can do like a little DIY root cover up. I don't know if this would work for the thickening. Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, these are called root cover up powders. You may have seen my other videos where we tried out a blonde as well as a auburn. They do sell more expensive ones that come with brushes, so I'm just gonna use a makeup brush. Wow. Color Wow has one. It's $30. I prefer these prices because it's just like a pressed powder basically. This is the blonde one. This is the auburn one. That's Mr. Bones playing with his toys. With these, you typically get this little sponge applicator, which I do like, but the brush is more expensive on the Color Wow ones. We can kind of maybe test them both out. I found a pretty good red rock colored and then this like orangey matte colored in the corner. Here's the auburn in comparison. It's just like a warm red brown. You see how dark it is? Doesn't even match that well. I feel like they should make a stackable or a palette and you can go darker and lighter because your hair is not always one shade, or the sun can highlight it. Also, I've said it before, make red dry shampoo. I prefer Bumble and Bumble's post-workout spray or a voluminous foaming shampoo. I can link them below. But if they made a red one, imagine 2 for 1. I don't need dry shampoo, but I could use it as a root touch-up spray. Also, if you're wondering, oh, you should try the L'Oreal root sprays, I have, and they're expensive. Now, eyeshadow is a lot cheaper than the pressed powder. Let's just see if we can finagle the system and use our pressed powder instead. Wouldn't that be better? Here's before. I hope I can reach all the back, but we'll see. A little bit of the red on the brush. And then I'm going to, this one kind of does fluff it. I might need to get a more dense brush, we'll see. And then I'm going to, oh, see? Kind of falling out. All right, then we're gonna get a bit of this. For makeup, I would normally, I'm not going to. We're gonna leave the excess product. I'm gonna start at the bang area right here. Oh, well, it does show color payoff. I was worried it wouldn't. It does show up on your hair. Why wouldn't it? If you get makeup on your hair, it shows. I don't know why I thought that. Let's keep going. I think I need a little more orange, a little less of the red. This is just an e.l.f. blush palette. But look at that. I might like a brush better than I like these because these were harder to avoid your part or certain areas. I guess I can dip it in the orange and see what happens. It does work for covering nice like layers if you do have a thick amount. That's nice, and it does kind of press it so it doesn't look powdery. I think it's a good finishing touch. A little sponge. I guess I could try it in the red too. Wow, maybe we don't even have to buy copper color. This is shocking me. I'm gonna dippy dippy. I'm going to try and blend it because I can still kind of see the harsh line of where my hair root color, yeah, you can see the demarcation. We don't want that. We're gonna have to figure out how to do the back too. I'm just dipping in a little bit of both every time. It doesn't have to be exact. Wow, look at this. The blush works really well. It's like I'm blushing my hair. I don't think I have the proper color, so we're working with what we have. It does use a little bit of product, so don't be alarmed. I want it a little bit more red, so I'm going to grab just a tiny bit of our dark auburn because we own it, so why wouldn't we? Oh yeah, actually that is nice. It adds like a depth, more dimension. But it's still warm, not just black or brown. Okay, the front's looking good. I don't think I've gotten any of the back because I can't see it, so let me try and go like this maybe. Where it'll part or... What? Why does it look so good? Proof that you could just make up anything. I'll show you right here. You can see my roots pretty well. We'll cover it. A touch of red and some orange. Do you see? Amazing. And honestly, if you have oily hair, this is a pretty good hack. It is a warm day, so if I do get a little sweaty, I'll tell you if it runs down my face. The powder has never done that to me yet, but I do really enjoy mixing two colors because I'm able to find kind of three because I was adding a little bit of this one. But I do like finding the proper shade. A mix and match situation, that seems the best. It just looks more natural, blendable. So happy I'm throwing stuff. Okay. The only bad part is, obviously if something happens like this, you're gonna see those. I'm not gonna go in and literally cover every, I don't care that much. If you care that much, just go get your roots done. This is actually the perfect in-between DIY. And you could add like a sparkle spray if you didn't like it looking flat, or a shine spray. It's kind of giving Betty Boop, I love it. Cute. I do want to fill in the gaps wherever the clips were, so let's just touch those up. Wow, genius. Why haven't I done this sooner? It does take quite a bit of product because I do have a lot of root going on right now, but that's okay. Makes me wonder, I could put makeup on my bleach streak. I did grab a little blush. This pink one right here. You can see it's pink. It doesn't look good, but pink is there. Definitely looks better when you match your root color. Now I'm excited to see what color the copper one is that comes in. We'll test it out. I'll let you know if this actually lasted, how this wears, if it sweats off, anything that happens. Initial thoughts are makeup can definitely cover your roots. I think they can definitely thicken, make your hair look fuller. I think you can definitely make makeup work. Technique will help you. The brush will change the texture, the way you stipple versus swipe. Makeup is really fun in that way. I love makeup. Why did I never think to put makeup in my hair before? This actually makes me want to grab some highlighter and see what does highlighter look like in my hair. Shiny. Like a red one. If you have an eyeshadow that you like to fill in your eyebrows with because it matches perfectly, you can use that as a root touch-up. Wow. Why didn't I think of this sooner? If you do have spots where you feel like your hair is thinning, you could definitely do this and make it look a little fuller. Little secret trick. I just realized I didn't think about this. Should I put a setting spray? Should I put a hairspray? So it definitely transfers because there's just eyeshadow. Dang, there's definite transfer. This is my one negative. So maybe it is a little different because this really didn't transfer as bad. Maybe I put too much product. I was having fun. I would definitely wear this out in public. I'm going to be wearing it out in public today, and I would do it in the future. And I actually think this is one where I immediately feel better. Sometimes when you do something, you're like, you feel a little self-conscious. Not this one. This one I immediately feel like, okay, my roots are just a little touched up. Now the real question is, buying root touch-up powders even necessary? Right now I'm gonna say no. I will tell you if my answer updates. If this works out for everybody, I might have just found the cheap girl life hack to Color Wow root powders. Wow, I think we can make up our hair. I will check back with you tomorrow. Good morning, it is the next day, and funny enough, late last night the copper one did show up. So we will try that out today on top just to see. I think it really does work at matching the color situation. It kind of blends well. I'm impressed, I'm shocked. It didn't rub off on my silk pillowcase. It did rub off on the tissues for a second because I think I put too much product. It doesn't have any more. See? That's impressive. Once you get like the first kickoff off, there's no more. I'm already loving the eyeshadow hack. I took my hair out of some heatless curlers. If you want to see, I tried soft heatless curlers. You can watch that video last week. Before we touch up my bangs today, I figured let's try the actual powder. It says Copper Red. This is a little bit of a different brand, so we'll see. They sent a miniature brush with it. And it's a little bit longer. It's a short brush, but decently. It's kind of like a paintbrush. Aha, yes. I think the colors already, packaging looks better. Ooh, even has an imprint pressed into it, which usually costs more money. It has the sponge applicator. I'm gonna swatch it with my finger. Ooh, it's so creamy. I could use this as an eyeshadow, couldn't I? I could. I could use this as an eyebrow color, I mean. Okay, so it's definitely like bright orangey copper, which maybe it needs to be. There's the red. See how it's just deep? And I can swatch. Here's the auburn. Making sure I'm using different fingers. Auburn can go next to it. So auburn copper eyeshadow. I think my little stackable idea is very smart still. The blush. So yeah, the blush is kind of closer, like the orange blush, just not quite as pigmented, but it's the closest, which is interesting. I'm gonna try it with the brush we used yesterday and just grab a little. Doesn't have as much kickoff as the blush does, so the way it's pressed is better. And let's touch up. I still have in that leftover from yesterday, but there are some spots that I missed. Oh wow, you can see immediately right there, right where I put it. Oh, it's really early in the morning. Okay, I think I do like the brush that comes with it better. Let me show you. I'm gonna go in the mirror real fast. Yeah, that's nice. This still adds, oh, I forgot to mention. I was saying these are good color-wise. They pay off the pigment for the DIY situation, but they're a little flat matte. You need almost like, not a shiny pearlescent, but you need it to have that hair-like natural sheen to it. And I think these do. They're still a bit powdery, especially compared to these, but these also give a textured product look in your hair, so there's that. Let's try it with their brush. Ooh, quite a bit of kickoff with theirs. If you had smaller, like little sections, you can do, they say you can make your hair look thicker. See, so I'm filling in the baby hairs. See how you can make it look thicker at the hairline? See that? If it's the right color, it looks nice. Okay. I think if I found a really nice pressed powder, eyeshadow, blush in this color, you could DIY this at home. I do like that this one, it's $9 for 0.14 ounces, so it's not terrible, okay? I like that the compact, the mirror, the brush, and this one, I like it even more because it has the brush. This Eefly, I think, isn't the same one. Oh, wow. I have tried three different powders and they're all pretty equal. The only difference is the color. Sometimes certain brands don't have colors, and I picked the light blonde, and I like that because it's a little more yellowy. They have a more white blonde for like a bleaching tone. They do have a lot of auburns, but look at the reviews because sometimes people will say it's just a warm brown. Eefly, and I do think it's like a nice dark auburny color. SC, I don't know what it stands for, but it's this one. This is the copper, and when it came it said red copper. I do love that it has the brush for the same price. I think if I could do refills of the other ones with the brush, why not? But you only need one, so. Let me go finish up my hair real quick. Alright, my beautiful girly pops. I do want to update and say I have more thoughts on the root powders than I did before. I think they work the best when you do some sort of an updo. So if you have your hair perfectly parted or no part, it's really good at filling in so gaps, because then you can get the perfect root. When your hair is down and it does move, and somebody's taller than you, they're definitely gonna see random little splotches of roots. It's gonna look like, okay, yeah, that one little section is kind of blended, but then the rest of the roots still pop through. So I think that is something to keep in mind when you're doing this, which does make the little DIY situation even more favorable in my opinion. I think this is really convenient for the packaging and the cute little sponge that stays connected. I think that the makeup actually lasted about equally as long as the root touch-up powders do. Boom. I'm actually super impressed with my own thought process. If you're in a pinch and you can't get powder or something happens, I think makeup is always a good solution. You can use makeup for it. I do really still love these, so I do want to give them credit where credit is due. I think if you had a daily touch-up where you were not necessarily into makeup, maybe you're a man or a woman who doesn't like makeup, these are fabulous for filling in hairline. Just keep in mind it is a powder, so you do have to maneuver it a bit, work with it. I think the brush, I dropped it, but I kicked it. That's my move, is I kick things so they don't hit the floor as hard when I drop it. But let's see, did the powder withstand? She's fine. That's how nice and pressed she is. We're okay. As I was saying before I dropped it, the brush was a nice add, but I don't think it's that beneficial. I think it's a little bit too small. If this is the size of the Color Wow brushes, they're really bamboozling people, because that's kind of silly. It's a lot of work. Unless they're expecting people to have, actually, maybe this makes sense. They probably expect people to have little teeny tiny minute roots, where I have like months of roots. Yeah, okay, I could see this coming in handy. Sometimes you just gotta think through a little bit. Sorry about that. I love it. Tell me what you do to cover your roots. Just like a little temporary DIY, I don't want to dye them at home. I just like something that makes me feel refreshed, better. Because you put all that work into your hair, or as I did this time, heatless curlers. You can watch that video last week. I did socks. My hair with socks. Yeah, you heard that right. If you put all that work into it, you want it to look nice and you don't want the roots popping out. I still love them. I think they make you feel better. They don't necessarily make things look perfect. I still think if your hair was up, fabulous, or you have short or buzz patches, you can definitely use this hairline powder root touch-up. I love it. I love it so much. I still think I love using my own DIY makeup, but it's, you know, use it as you want because these also are really good. If you had to go to an event, you could spray more spots. I think the color pigment is immediate payoff. The rub off, I hate it. Is it called the residue? This was actually so fun. Maybe we need to do some more DIYs. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to see something from me, comment it below and I will get right to it. Hopefully, I'll try. I'll do my best as I always do. I hope you're having a great week. I love you so much. Like and subscribe and I will see you next week. Bye!